Well, hello. Welcome to another adventure with the Traveling Lawnman. As you can tell, it is snowing out, so this should be an interesting day today. So I'm actually at a little bit south of DC, at Mount Vernon, which was George Washington's home. Of course, he's buried here. And I signed up to do the National Treasure Tour, which, if you've seen the movie, the second National Treasure Book of Secrets, they actually go to Mount Vernon as part of the storyline. So we'll see if they're still doing the tour today, so this should be interesting. If not, this will be a rather short video. Yeah, should be very, very interesting today. So, all right, let's go check out Mount Vernon, George Washington's home, in this snowy Saturday here in March. All right, here's a little vlog of Mount Vernon. Of course, George Washington was our first president, and you can see this property fell into disrepair, and there was it's never received public or government funds. And you can see it is now the most visited historic home in America. So, alright, let's go explore George Washington's home here. Alright, this is my meeting place for my National Treasure Tour. It's a little bit of the estate there. And then all the way down that way. And I am not the only crazy person here. There is like 5 or 6 busloads of just kids. You can see them. I was surprised there's quite a few people here, so. Underneath the tunnels of Mount Vernon.
Because apparently Nicolas Cage is really tall, and they doubled the width of the hallway because they wanted Nicolas Cage and the president to run side by side. And they put an arrowhead instead of a heart, and so Nicolas Cage has an arrowhead in the center, and when he turns it, that's what opens up the tunnel. Okay, so they find the tunnel, and the tunnel is actually based on our ice house. You're from, oh, you guys are from Texas? Yeah. Oh, so you get worse. You get worse. No, you don't have anything.
No. I'm from Pennsylvania. This is mild.
This is mild.
This is mild.
Wow.
Yeah.
There was a chance of freezing the other day. They closed school.
Oh,
yeah.
They did that here. Yeah. I actually came here from the north, so it was weird when the tunnel door.
The ice house.
It goes. Yeah. It's around the corner.
All right, just got done with the National Treasure Tour. I didn't really film too much. You saw the little the cornerstone that was used in the movie that the president turns the key. That was really the only thing I've known there. They went over how they filmed here. So I have a little time before my mansion tour, so I'm going to take you around the property here. The slave quarters, the old tomb, and then where George and Martha Washington are currently buried. So, and then at 11:30, which is probably about an hour from now, I have a tour of the mansion. So, but yeah, so tour was okay, not what I was expecting, but still fun though. So, all right, off in the snow we go. It is very pretty out here. Extremely cold though, obviously, but very pretty day today. Alright, we're heading up for the mansion tour. But it's absolutely beautiful with the snow up here. Just came out of the house tour. Took some pictures, no video, so I'll put the pictures at the end of the video for you to see what the mansion looked like. But very informative. So obviously George and Martha Washington lived here in the 1700s with I think they said 417 enslaved people and some hired people they did. So. Very informative, and the house is, for its time, the house is very, the house is big for its time. It's not typical of your 18th century houses. So I'll take a little tour down here. We'll look at some buildings. I'll take you down to the tomb where George and Martha Washington were. And we might head out because it's kind of cold here. Alright, so this is the carriage house. So these are all original buildings. You can see that's the coach house with the stable in the back. And so this house actually burned down during George Washington's time. That's why it's different. You notice the brick when the other ones are all the wood. So that's why this is different, because it's burned down during George Washington's time here. So out there is the Potomac. I know it doesn't, the Potomac with Maryland across there. Get you a look at that. Alright, so this is the original old tomb where George and Martha Washington were buried. And I can see when he died in 1799, and he put in his will that a new tomb needed to be built. Why? Because this flooded a lot from underground. So obviously back in those days they didn't have the coffins that we have today. It was basically just a wood coffin. So that would pose a problem if it was flooding and the wood was rotting. So so there's not currently anyone in here now, but it was built. You can see, overlooking that's the Potomac River, and then Maryland's on the other side there. So I'll take you down to the current tomb where the President and Mrs. Washington lie. And we can pay our respects to the first president of the U.S. So that's the Potomac, and then across the way you can see all the way on the other side, that's Maryland. We're currently in Virginia, and then you can see some during the summer they take boats out, but obviously not today with the snow.
Thank you all for
Thank you.
spinning the boat.
That's George Washington, and that's going to be Martha Washington. Alright, we'll take you to the slave memorial now. So you can see, as I said, there were 317 enslaved men, women, and children here. But upon his death, and in his will, Washington, he owned 123, and he freed them upon the death of his wife. But you can see she freed them early, and then the remaining were remained slaves after they died. So once, and obviously, slavery in this country is, slaves were not buried next to their owners. So this used to be the slave cemetery back here. So right now there's the ladies of Mount Vernon, who are the ones who rescued this place when Mount Vernon was falling apart. They saved it. They placed this here in 1923 to mark the site of the slave cemetery, and to remember those who were here through no choice of their own. Again, they were forced to be here. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this adventure here from a very windy, a very cold, and a very snowy Mount Vernon. It's a place I've always wanted to get to. It's been on my bucket list for a few years now, trying to get down here, so I finally had the opportunity. Sorry I didn't film more of it. It's just way too cold out here, and I just want to get inside. So I hope you enjoyed it. You can see Mount Vernon behind me. And that'll do it for this adventure. Until next time, I hope you're safe and warm and living the best life. So from Mount Vernon, Virginia, see you later.